Okay, good morning. My name is Georgina Odol from eTIMS Operation Department. I am going to be able to take you through this session with my colleague Kevin Oscar. He'll be able to introduce himself as well. So maybe you can be able to let us know whether to begin or not.
Okay, I guess the time is up already for us to begin. And before that, I'll also like to introduce Faith Chepile, our sign language interpreter. Uh, we have people asking if the session is on. Yes, we are beginning right away. So we are set to go. So our presentation will be up in a few. So if you can be patient with us. Okay. Please bear with us as we set our presentation in a few. Um, hii presentation mbona Good morning once again. I hope you can see the screen we've shared. You can confirm that for me, please, on the chat box. You can be able to see. Oh, thank you, Joshua, for that confirmation. I hope everyone can see it. Thank you, everyone. As we proceed, Georgina is going to take us through. the presentation shared on the screen. Georgina, you can take it away.
Good morning. Maybe we can put it on PowerPoint view. But as mentioned, my name is Georgina Odol. I'm from eTIMS Operations Office. And the goal and agenda for today's meeting, of course, is to inform you guys about eTIMS and to be able to just give you all the information you require to be able to transact businesses and have this go as smoothly as ever. So a basic introduction is what is eTIMS? eTIMS is just an electronic tax invoicing management system that is now coming to work hand in hand with the TIMS solution that was there initially. TIMS is a device-based solution that was rolled out by KRA in 2020. And right now, of course, after doing a couple of engagements with our stakeholders, our taxpayers, our citizens, we were able to come up with a solution that can be able to assist our taxpayers even better, just to be able to invoice. So the next slide is just what eTIMS is in a nutshell. eTIMS is a software that can be used on any device as long as you're connected to the internet. Um,
Good morning. Kindly put the presentation on presenter view. This is Kevin from eTIMS. Kindly put it on presenter view, like PowerPoint presentation view.
All right. Sorry for that. Like I was saying, eTIMS is just a software that you can use on any of your devices as long as you're connected to the internet. So on the next slide, of course, it's just supposed to allow you to be able to remove an electronic invoice that you can be able to share with your business partners, and you can be able to transact in your day-to-day activities as you're conducting business. So why is eTIMS important? There are very many reasons why eTIMS is important. And 1 minute, maybe I can start by saying that eTIMS is free because, of course, a lot of the solutions that were being offered initially was an eTIMS device, which was
Georgina, can you be able to see our screen presentation?
kindly can I be able to share my own screen? Is it possible to just
Yes,
give me those
yes,
rights?
it is very yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
You are. Let me see. That will be better.
So sorry about that slight hiccup. I'm just going to start this presentation again also for the people who are joining us. As mentioned, my name is Georgina Odol. I'm from the eTIMS Operations Office. We sit at Jaquad Towers, and today the message, of course, is to just inform you about eTIMS, which is a new solution or is an existing solution that was rolled out by KRA to work hand in hand with the TIMS solution that was there initially. And the TIMS solution was device based. And right now, it's just software. solution that we are bringing to our taxpayers and everyone else who's transacting in business to be able to just make your processes faster and more efficient at the comfort of your devices. So what is eTIMS? eTIMS is just a software that you can be able to install on any of your devices and use for invoicing as long as you're connected to the internet. So as we carry on with this discussion, you'll be able to see that we have various softwares that we are offering. And that is among the benefits that we are giving our taxpayers today, so that you can be able to just use any of your already existing devices as long as you're connected to the internet to be able to produce a valid and compliant invoice. So eTIMS, as mentioned again, is just for the purposes of invoicing. And this today here we are addressing, of course, one of the biggest assumptions, which was eTIMS could possibly be a tax. No, we are saying eTIMS is just a software that is going to facilitate business or people who are persons who are doing business or interacting with business users to be able to invoice. So why eTIMS and what is the benefit of using eTIMS if at all you are not using any of our other solutions? The one major benefit is that it's free. As mentioned, as long as you have internet and you have an existing device, you can be able to download any of these softwares depending on the nature of your business onto your device, and you can use it at without any charges prior. Of course, it simplifies tax return filing. As of now, I'm sure most of you have heard KRA have rolled out the pre-populated filing, which is just an efficient way of doing filing. But it's even more possible because right now, because of e-invoicing, you can be able to track the invoices that you have made on your own business, and because of that, then now filing becomes easier at a click of a button. Of course, there's an aspect of flexibility. eTIMS solution is very flexible. As we are mentioning, we have provided very many solutions to be able to assist you while generating your invoices. You can be able to do this on your computer. You can be able to do this on a phone. You can be able to do this on a PDA system, or you can be able to do the same on our online solution. Of course, it builds compliance because everyone is able to comply and everyone is able to transact businesses on a fair environment. For the people who conduct businesses that have stock, some of our solutions have a stock management module, which allows you to be able to track your stock and, of course, to have visibility of the same. So what are some of the benefits that eTIMS is bringing to our taxpayers? Of course, adoption of technology. Being that we are in a dynamic global space, of course, it makes sense for us to match up to the technological advancements. And because of this, it was important to at least bring solutions that are matching up to that same pace. Streamlined business administrative processes. Because of this solution, you can be able to tell that as you interact with the system more, your processes become more efficient and easy, even for the users, because everything is there for you at the click of a button. You have visibility of your business transactions, and this also applies both ways, as you're able to see the people you're interacting with during your business engagements, as the same will reflect on your end, and so does what you're doing reflect on your end, on their end. Sorry. So it minimizes electronic tax invoice disputes because you're not going to be able to accept what's not true or what you're not sure of. So because of that, then as mentioned, there is visibility both ways. So such disputes are minimized. Of course, there is improved customer to supplier relationship because you're aware of what both parties are doing. Because of this, then you're able to transact your businesses in a more efficient and smooth way. There is faster processing of refunds. because it's visible to both parties, even to us as KRA. So when it comes to things like processing refunds, then it's very easy because there is traction of what that trail of a transaction looked like. So the process then becomes easier for both parties as well. So who exactly should join eTIMS? And today we are saying any persons conducting business, any persons who are interacting with people who are doing business, and maybe someone who just wants to raise an invoice for whatever case. So we're talking to, of course, small traders, tea farmers, any B2B transactions, business to business transactions, and business to customer transactions. All the people who are conducting business and people who want to claim certain expenditures, most especially, would require to generate compliant invoices, so that then we are able to use the same information on our end and provide accountability and visibility for both parties. So below are some of the solutions that KRA is offering. We recently rolled out the eTIM Simplified solution. The eTIM Simplified solution, of course, is an integration with the eCitizen platform. Majority of us Kenyans have our eCitizen platform, and KRA was able to come up with a solution that was integrated on the eCitizen platform just to be able to assist our taxpayers better. So this platform at the moment works hand in hand with our USSD code platform. The USSD platform is *222#. And these platforms are now accessible to people who do not have a VAT obligation. So the non-VAT PIN holders who want to generate an invoice, you can be able to access, of course, this solution on the eCitizen portal, and again on the USSD code, which is *222#. We also have our eTIMS client solution. Our eTIMS client solution is a solution for goods and services, for people who are dealing in goods and services. This is a solution that has the stock management module. So, of course, if at all that's the nature of your business, then this is the solution you are advised to onboard on. The eTIMS online platform is for guys who are dealing in services or just professional bodies. If at all you don't have those goods and you want to onboard on a platform, you're allowed to onboard on our online portal. The link is etims.kra.go.ke, and you can be able to access the eTIM solution on that front as well. We finally have the system-to-system integration. This system-to-system integration is for existing users who have maybe, for example, a billing system, and they want to integrate their own billing system with the KRA platform. There are two types of this integration. Of course, there is self-integration. That's if you have the technical capacity to be able to do the integration on your own, then you can have your technical team, and then you liaise with our team to be able to do the same. Or there is a list of approved integrators on the KRA website that you can be able to access and reach out to them for assistance on the same. So as mentioned right now, the eTIMS Simplified solution, which is our eTIMS Lite, is accessible to non-VAT taxpayers with minimal transactions. So if you don't have VAT obligation and you're an APIN, but you still need to generate these invoices, then you can onboard in our eTIMS Lite solution. Our eTIMS Lite solution is accessible to the web, on the web, sorry, and this is the link. It's an integration by eCitizen to be able to facilitate our taxpayers who already have eCitizen accounts. And we also have the eTIMS Lite USSD, which is accessible via the *222#. Once you select the option 5, which is tax payment on KRA, then you are able to generate your sales invoice and begin the process. It's a few steps, and the more you interact with it, the easier it gets. So eTIMS client, as I told you, this is unique to stock management. It's available for download on a phone and at the moment just the Android users, version 8 and above. Our laptop option is for Windows 10 and above. the desktop option as well, the tablet. You can download on any tablet. And lastly, you can download on a PDA device that has an eTIMS software solution installed. And for this, then you can be able to access the stock management option. For the eTIMS online portal, this is exclusively for taxpayers in the service sector. You can access it through our web or through our web application. The URL is etims.kra.go.ke. Once again, just to touch on the system-to-system integration, there are third-party approvers who have been published on the KRA website, www.kra.go.ke. And if at all you have your own technical capacity, you can always do self-integration. So for the purposes of wanting to sign up to eTIMS or creating this account, how are you going to be able to create an account as a taxpayer? So this is our link, etims.kra.go.ke. If you log on to this link, you'll be able to click sign up for a new user. You're able to click sign up. This is what you'll be presented with. Once you input your PIN, whatever PIN is so, and you verify with this red button there, your details should be able to auto-populate. So what we are telling our taxpayers is, as long as your details auto-populate, that means that we already have access to your details, and then you can just confirm your telephone number, and if it matches what you're currently using, then you can be able to proceed and upload a few documents that we will require so as to assist you better. So you enter your PIN and you verify as mentioned, then your details should be able to auto-populate. Once your details have auto-populated, you can log in with the credentials you have created. And on the same, once you click the service management button, you are presented with the option where you can upload your ID. And in this case, most times it's the business owner's ID, so the director's ID. If you're many directors in a company, you can just upload one of the directors. While uploading the other document that's important is the signed commitment form. This basically just outlines what solution you want to be installed for. It also outlines maybe a few of your details here and there. And of course, it's just an acceptance to the terms and conditions that you will be accessing on this software. So this is just a detailed process on how to onboard. I have taken you through it, but I will do it again. You start by logging on to etims.kra.go.ke. You click on the service request tab. It's normally a red button at the top right after logging in. You select the eTIMS solution. As mentioned, there are a couple of solutions. So this specifically applies to online solution, the eTIMS client, depending on the device you're onboarding on. You upload your documents. You click send. If at all you are downloading any of the softwares, this is the point where you're able to download the softwares and configure it to be able to align to your PIN. And then lastly, now you can begin the process of invoice generation, which a lot of our user guides have been posted online. So again, all our information is available on our KRA website. This is www.kra.go.ke. At the bottom, once you have loaded the page, you'll be able to click eTIMS. The icon is a building. Once you click eTIMS, it will redirect you to this page. It's basically a comprehensive explanation of what we are going through here today. So what is eTIMS, the type of solutions we are offering, how to onboard eTIMS, and of course to install it. And finally, when you click install, you'll be able to access our user guides for the various and different solutions that will assist you from the point of installation up till the point of invoice generation. So of course, it's important that we mention that despite us having rolled these solutions, of course, it is important for also non-VAT registered persons to come on board. Hence, the need to, of course, voice or be loud about the eTIMS Lite solution that we are offering today. This is for the citizen platform, and we are saying that for non-VAT taxpayers who have not yet come on board, kindly be able to access your citizen platform and activate your e-invoicing, or you can do the same via the USSD code. It will just require your ID and you confirm the same. There is a deadline, of course, to be able to onboard on our solutions by 31st March 2024. We are requesting that all taxpayers kindly become on board for this invoicing system, as if at all you require to do businesses and even to maybe claim certain expenses. As of now, we are only going to recognize that via compliant invoices, so we don't want to lock anyone out. Remember, we have been spreading this message for a while. We started rolling out the non-VAT onboarding process last year, September, and we have been graceful enough to extend this period up till the 31st of this month. And then that is basically the public notice that was put up. I'm sure some of you have been able to interact with the same. As for this, then this is a public notice that basically states that any persons who are conducting businesses will not be able to claim their expenditure if they're not providing a valid tax invoicing or tax invoice basically. So these are sorry, this is very important. Actually, I almost skipped it, but these are some of the exemptions, because we know a lot of you guys have been asking on the ground, and of course there are certain exemptions that are important. Of course, we are not considering emoluments, for example, those that are subject to pay, as this have already been accounted for there on pay. Importation of goods and services, of course, this has also been accounted for on our ICMS platform, the customs one. The interest income for financial institution, the investment allowance, we're not considering airline passenger ticketing, because as we're saying, this is a software system and the integration is seamless. So for us to not allow for doubles in any case, then whatever has already been accounted for in other software platforms will not be accounted for in this specific software, which is eTIMS. Of course, for any other future or possible exemptions that arise, there is going to be the gazettement of the Electronic Tax Invoice Regulation Act, which will provide further guidance on any additional exclusions. So these are our numbers to be able to get in touch with us. You can always email us at teamsupport@kra.go.ke. This is our existing landline, and our location is Jaqua Towers, 8th floor on Kenyatta Avenue in Central Business District. So I'm hoping we're taking note of these numbers. I have seen a couple of hands raised, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to take up any of your questions. My colleague will be able to assist on the same as well. We are going to pick up the questions in the chat. And I hope it was as useful. We are looking forward to an interactive session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Georgina, for that take through. Our taxpayers was very keen and had a lot of questions to ask. Lucky enough, we had a team answering on the chat box. I hope your questions has been answered as well, but we are going to tackle a few as we proceed. So we have several questions, including the ones who've raised their hands. So we are gonna ask a few and then we can answer, let's say, 5 individuals who've raised their hands. So as we begin, we have anonymous attendee who is looking for feedback on the use of updated system whereby all ETR invoices are exempted by eTIMS, yet they have disappeared. They appear as valid invoices checker. It could entities for other taxpayers instead. So maybe you can clarify for him what is the issue.
Sorry, kindly repeat the question because you're breaking.
Sorry about that. I was asking, one of the taxpayers asking instead, he got entries for other taxpayers because previously he used ETR invoices, so he enrolled to the updated system where he's saying that he realized that not all ETR invoices are accepted by eTIMS, yet they appear as valid invoices checker. So he got entries from other taxpayers. So what could be the problem that he put entries for other taxpayers?
Okay, thank you for that question. I think I want to just get to understand when he says not all ETR invoices are accepted by eTIMS, is he trying to run the invoices on eTIMS and on the invoice checker as well to get whether they're valid?
eTIMS online. He says he moved to the updated system. He used ETR previously. So I think he's having issues with
Maybe can you unmute him
his
and then
invoices checker.
he can ask questions?
Yes. We can proceed, and then we'll allow him to raise his hand as we proceed, right? So our next question is, which eTIM solution should be used for rental income?
Okay, thank you. So for rental income, for non-VAT rental, like if you're living in an apartment or a building or a house, you can generate rental income on any of the platforms. However, for commercial rental, that's the ones that have VAT. Hello, I hope you can hear me. The ones that have VAT, you would have to get eTIMS client because there's a specific code now for you to generate a commercial rental income receipt for your clients. This is not for people who have rented out spaces in buildings as office spaces or places where they can have their businesses based and trade from.
Okay, thank you. I think we can let the Q&A session on the chat box be answered by our team. Daniel, can you hear me? Hilary,
Maybe you can just read out the questions that are pending as we go.
Hello, can you hear me?
yes, Hilary.
Yeah, a quick one. We are providing airtime to our employees. How do we account for that?
Sir, did you hear that? Clear? Hilary, you can repeat your question, please.
Okay, my question is about the airtime. We buy airtime to employees and also reimbursement like Uber. How do we account for the same?
Maybe Hilary,
Okay,
I can
thank you.
just ask to get clarity. How did you capture that before when you used to file them as expenses?
It's normally just an expense.
Yes, but how did you used to capture them?
Under telephone expenses. Because my worry is to airtime to an employee is not an income, and he or she has to give us a invoice. For that expense to be allowable expenses.
Hilary, let me just
Yes.
get this clear.
Yeah.
The employee has to give you an invoice when you give them airtime.
Or how do we account for airtime expenses? That's my question.
Okay.
Going forward with eTIMS, yeah.
So Hillary, all of those details for employees are usually captured when you're doing the salaries. So it's captured under emoluments. And emoluments, as Georgina has gone through the presentation, they've been given an exemption.
Sorry, I joined the meeting late. So in fact, I was requesting if you can share the slides.
Yeah, I believe the slides will be shared.
All right.
Our training for today will be on KRA TV on our YouTube page, so you can still follow up with our presentation for today. So we proceed to the next person. We have Conrad. You raised your hand, so maybe if you can hear me, you can ask your question, please. Conrad.
Everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for this session. I had raised the question about ETR invoices not being accepted by the eTIMS. This is at the point of doing my returns for the month, and I tried to input the invoice for rent for my premises. But for some reason, it was not coming through. So I went to the tax checker, the online tax checker, and I scanned the QR on the ETR, and it came back as valid. Yet when I filed the same, it did not go through. It just said that it's not accepted. So I raised this with the KRA team online, and they promised to get back to me. But that has been now, I think, a week. I still haven't gotten any response to that. And then previously, last month, on the auto-populated return, I also got entries from probably another taxpayer who was dealing with something totally unrelated to me, which I ignored. And I hope that taxpayer was duly compensated and he was able to resolve his issue. Thank you.
Good morning, Conrad. Thank you for your question. On the case for auto-population retax filing, if you ignore, then it's not going to pick up on your end because that's how the system is aligned. But nonetheless, at that time, I don't think that functionality was working as well. Maybe you can just confirm the same on your end. With regards to the ETR invoices are accepted. Not all ETR invoices are accepted by eTIMS. Yes, that is true because the ETR solution providing the ETR invoices and the eTIMS solution providing the eTIMS invoices are two separate softwares. So if at all you were able to scan it on iTax and you saw that it was a valid invoice, I guess for you then the issue would be at the point of filing is when you're saying that you're not able to file the same because it's not going through.
Exactly.
I don't know if you're able to check your MSR for this specific ETR
Georgina,
invoices. Do you have any discrepancies? Yes,
you are
that are coming up.
breaking. The audio is a bit breaking on your side, so you can repeat
Sorry,
again.
maybe let me pick that up again. I was just saying that for the ETR invoices, which are from our ETR solutions, the Teams devices, and the eTIMS invoices that are from our eTIMS solutions, those are two separate platforms. So of course they are not accepted because these are complete different platforms. But if you are able to check on iTax and you are able to note that this is a valid invoice, of course, if at all the issue then is you're not able to file the same valid invoice, are you able to access the MSR? No, are you able to access the MSR on your end for invoicing, and maybe just check if you have any discrepancies? If at
Okay.
all, then please just kindly just email us again on team support. Maybe it could have been lost somewhere, but I don't think it's now an eTIMS issue unless you're specifically not being able to file eTIMS invoices.
Thank you. I hope that was clear, Conrad.
Not quite. First of all, what is MSR?
As for you as a user who's on ETR, I'm assuming
Yes. Yeah.
you have a platform that you can be able to access your invoices. Secondly, if you're using an ETR device, are you also on eTIMS? Because you're supposed to just use one or the other, you know. So there's so many
Yes,
discrepancies with your question.
YouTube.
I was told that since I'd purchased the Teams device last year, that's just the one, the
Okay.
same one I'm continuing with. I have not changed it, but I was told if I was to onboard into the eTIMS, I'll have to retire the Teams device. So I have not done that yet. My question is at the point of filing returns. Yes, the auto-populated invoices are coming through, but with the exception of this particular one, it's with regards to my rent, the rent I pay for my premises. So I'm not being able to claim that. That's where my issue is.
Yeah, maybe you can just email us on team support, then we can pick up the issue again. Because there needs to be a couple of procedures that you're going to follow through. Because already it seems like you're using two invoicing solutions at the same time.
No, I'm not. I'm using the Teams, not the eTIMS.
Okay, Conrad, kindly email us on team support. You can also call my extension on 0709012730, so that then we can be able to get other questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Our dear taxpayers. As we proceed, we have we have people streaming live on our KRA TV on YouTube, and we have several questions asked there. So maybe I can ask from here. We have Home Hunters. They're asking, good morning. Can you show how a sole proprietor is able to indicate their business name instead of their personal name while using eTIMS via the eCitizen platform?
Okay, thank you for that question. For now, that option is not available because if you're a sole proprietor, I'm assuming you've been able to join on our eTIMS Lite solution, which is the eCitizen integration. So that specifically picks your APIN. But if at all you already have another existing PIN, for example, another PIN that you use to conduct business, then you can be able to see that and you can be able to switch your account. But as of now, if you're just entirely using your APIN as a sole proprietor to conduct business, then it will always pick up as your personal name. I hope that's clear.
Yeah, I hope that is clear for the Home Hunters. We have another one from HS Moses. Good morning, all. My question is that as much as I would like to comply, what can I do with transport costs paid to border borders and tuk-tuks who are not complied?
Pardon? He's asking if
He's
transport costs paid to border
yes, are not they have not complied. As for him, he'll like to comply in terms of eTIMS. I think that's what he means.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm not sure I understand, but I'm just gonna answer to the best of my understanding. I think if at all he's asking about transport costs for border, those are accounted for invoice the
you'll
same month, then it's a case where he needs to.
Georgina, can you check your audio, please?
Yes.
Yes, you're clear now. I can hear you. Okay. Mercy.
Hi. Is this better?
Mercy is asking, hi, how do lending companies or SACCOs use eTIMS? You'd like to know how companies or SACCOs use eTIMS. Someone else can take on behalf of Georgina as she check on our audio. Victor, are you with us? Kelvin Oscar, if you can hear me, we can proceed with answering the question. As we wait for our presenter to join back, she's checking on our technical issues on her side. So you can continue sending in your questions. We had specifically a person answering on the chat box as well as on the YouTube page. You can continue asking your questions. We're going to tackle them in a few. Thank you very much for being consistent with us, for continuing to be on our sessions, especially on eTIMS. For those who've raised your hand,
Hello, hi. Sorry, I hope my audio is better.
yes, you can hear you now. Thank you. You're welcome, Georgina, back. We have several
Okay.
questions that have been asked as we continue from our YouTube page as well. We still have Mercy is asking, how do lending companies or SACCOs use eTIMS?
SACCOs can use eTIMS if they have other businesses that they're running on the side. Say, for example, that if they're paying for commercial rent or something, then they can be able to use eTIMS on that front.
Thank you, Georgina. I think we can proceed. We had Mark is saying, for someone who declared VAT income, withholding and generated invoice late and has to declare it again this month, how do we go about that? Can the receipts be credited? Are we together, Georgina? Is someone else helping you with the answering question part?
Hi, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
So for someone who, sorry, just repeat the question.
For someone who declared VAT income, withholding and generated invoice late, and has to declare it again this month, how do we go about that? Can the receipts be credited?
I'm just trying to understand what he means by can the receipts be credited. But for
Yeah.
VAT income, VAT is a monthly tax. So
Yes.
you will have to file it every month, of course, with the supporting receipts that you've generated through ETR or eTIMS. Withholding is not affected by eTIMS because it's also a tax, and eTIMS just helps with invoicing. So on the area of withholding, the same way you put the amount as inclusive of VAT when you're selling an item or providing for a service, is the same way you also include the full amount, then the withholding will be deducted from the full amount.
Thank you.
But
I hope
maybe
that is
he can give further clarity on that question.
pardon.
That was all, but maybe he can give further clarity on the question
Okay,
in case he's not
yes.
fully answered.
Okay. In case of further questions and clarification, I'm sure you can be able to see on our screen the number displayed and the email above. So as we proceed, we have Ala who is asking, we are not able to file VAT return for February 2024. Reason saying invoice not on Teams or eTIMS. Beneath having on Teams, eTIMS, if we put an invoice checker, it's showing all details. So how do we take in VAT? Was that clear? Should I repeat it again? Let me read it again. We are not able to file VAT returns for February 2024 reasons saying invoice not on Teams stroke eTIMS. Having on Teams, eTIMS, if we put an invoice checker, it's showing all details. So how do we take in the VAT? Are we together, Victor? Oscar, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Just kindly share with us the details of those receipts that have transmitted but cannot file, and the PIN, and then we'll be able to advise, of course, with the details for the taxpayer so that you can contact them.
Yes, I hope that is clear for him. As we proceed, we have Martin still need emphasis on transport costs by boda boda and matatus that have not complied.
I think for the border and basically for the transport costs, we can target them with the USSD code. You just need to input your, they just need to input their ID numbers and they can be able to comply. It's a very easy process. So I feel like they can be able, if at all he requires that invoice, then they can be able to do that. The border guy can be able to just use that even on their small kabambe phone. I don't know if that answers his question.
I believe
Also,
so.
to just add on to that one, because I saw a similar question with regards to someone getting an eTIMS receipt when they're just taking a matatu from maybe town to another place. This is also, if you intend to claim, then you can ask for the eTIMS receipt for the purposes of claiming an expense for your company. However, we do have border operators and some matatu associations that have been onboarding. So it's a rollout process that's getting there. Back to you.
Faith Muli, I've given you a chance for you to ask your question. Maybe you can talk.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. My question is on our customers. We are in Teams. We are in Teams, and we've been issuing our customers with the Teams compliant invoices. When you scan our invoices to KRA, they are transmitting properly because we are able to scan them and have the details on our invoices. But our customers are unable to claim this input VAT. When they download the auto-populated returns, those invoices are not reflecting there and they are unable to claim them. So maybe I just wanted to ask your guidance on how to go about it.
Thank you, Faith Muli, for your question. The team, you can answer that.
Let me just say maybe we have taken receipt of that error that you're receiving on our end. Maybe we can mobilize and see if we can assist it better, and then we can communicate on the same. Because I have also picked up on many people who are saying that. Yeah. So I don't have a distinctive response to that right now. But
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I know.
We have Kennedy. Kennedy, you may introduce
Yes.
yourself.
Sorry, I'm just a taxpayer and at the same time I have a business. Sorry, I've just joined right now. Now, my question was, I don't know if maybe somebody has asked this question. My business is eTIMS compliant, but now I'm a non-VAT. I'm registered in the non-VAT part. Now, my question was, I issue receipts, non-VAT. That is, I don't charge tax, service. Now, how are there like ways, or what am I supposed to do, like file returns or something? And if it is filing returns, just returns, at what percentage am I supposed to, file and pay for, maybe the services that I've been carrying out? Just like VAT, they charge 16%, and the withholdings and the stuff. What about for the non-VAT people
hello,
like us?
thank you for your question. Thank you for your question. Non-VAT, most times there is no like a certain percentage, but for you, I think you have mentioned that you're on eTIMS. If you're going to file your returns on iTax, there is now the pre-populated option. All your calculations are going to be done on the CSV, and you'll be able to see the payments broken down for you to be able to pay. Maybe I don't know if you have accessed that option, but otherwise, that would be how you file your non-VAT return.
Okay, lastly, this thing of populated or something, I'm not well conversant with it. Are there days that you train, we just there's within the system itself, there's a way you can unpopulate these things?
Within the system, there is a way you can just be able to access that CSV file. But if at all, maybe you need further assistance, you can just call us on any of the numbers on the screen, and we can be able to assist you. But normally, it's just you download it, and then you can just upload and verify the same on your end.
Okay. So do I like download in the eTIMS in my, that is in my the other portal, the
Filing,
iTax?
filing is done on iTax. eTIMS is an invoicing system.
Okay, that's where I'm going to unpopulating or populating whatever.
Pardon?
That's where I'm going to. Is it to populate or unpopulate? Populate of those.
Yes, on the iTax.
On iTax. Okay. Sawa, asante.
Thank you. Thank you for that question. As we proceed, we have the next three questions. So we have, I supply goods to Ministry of Kenya, but we invoice manually. What can be done when filing VAT?
Maybe for you as someone who invoices manually, you can start by onboarding on our eTIMS solution. As for Ministry of Kenya, I'm sure they would prefer to work with a compliant taxpayer. So we can start by assisting you on how to onboard on eTIMS.
Okay. So our second last questions, we have Moses asking, hospitals for patients who buy food like vegetables and groceries directly from farmers. How do we claim these expenses?
Thank you. For farmers and people who are buying produce directly from farmers, we have been having sensitizations across the country from February to onboard people in the farming sector as bodies, and also still trying to reach out to farmers as well, so that they can get to generate a receipt for the purposes of their customers to be able to claim it as an expense. The simpler version that we've trained them on is on USSD, and that is just by dialing *222#, and then they can get that receipt.
Thank you. I hope that is clear to our esteemed taxpayer. As we proceed, we have another question from KRA TV on YouTube on our live chat. So we have Linda Chepkoech. She's saying, hello, if our auto-populated return has no data, can we proceed filing manually, or how do we go about?
If your pre-populated return has no data, maybe that's a unique case. You can just email us on team support. But for now, we are not advising that people file returns manually, because that option has, we have created provision for the pre-populated return filing. So maybe you can just reach out to us. There could just be a small slight issue or bug with the CSV you're working with. I don't know if we were able to get to all the questions. I don't know if we have answered those ones sufficiently. Maybe you can give guidance, and we can see how to facilitate.
Hi, sorry, maybe we can't get you.
Is it possible for me to ask a question? I've sent a question in the chat, but maybe I can just ask. My VAT had been blocked some years back, but now I want to activate it so that I can continue, because there's some services I'm doing, and my clients need the VAT receipt. That is the eTIMS printed receipts. Now my issue is I've really waited for this need to be activated, but it is taking too long. So how can I be assisted so that I can start issuing the VAT printed receipts?
Hello, thank you for that question. If you were blocked maybe at a TSO level, at your taxation office level, maybe for different issues that are of course not explained to us, then it is important you visit your account manager to just be able to assist you on that. But if you were blocked because of purposes or because of reasons for compliance, maybe compliance, in this case invoicing compliance, then you can also just start by invoicing. Then after that, after we have approved on our end, then you can just be able to generate this VAT invoices. I don't know if that's clear.
I think I've done that. I've visited the offices, and because initially I visited the office that is at Upper Hill, the guys, the VAT was I don't know, first or something like that. So they did they were talking something. They were saying something like CG backend at Times Tower. So they send the issues to Times Tower. Then they were given the ticket. Then it was brought back to them, but till now it has not been resolved. So last week I went there at Upper Hill to follow up the issue. So they send a mail to Upper Hill, no, to Times Tower to to speed up the I don't know the process of activating. But I had gone to Times Tower also, and they said now it is my station to work on it, because I think my station is the one now, I don't know, are dealing with that case. So I don't know where.
Yes, most of those cases are normally station cases. And you see, even as you sit and explain to me Times Tower and Upper Hill, I don't have a proper grasp of the thread or the process that you had gone through. So I'm not able to efficiently advise you on the same. Maybe if you can go to your tax office, which, like you mentioned, is Upper Hill, they can be able to assist you on the same. But if you have that VAT obligation and you're on board on eTIMS, mine is to tell you that you can just be able to transmit a compliant invoice.
I've gone there. I was even there last week Thursday, Friday. So I don't know what the delay is.
Maybe you can. Okay. Maybe you can call any of the numbers, and then we can be able to assist us, JQuat. But again, it would have to be in line with, you can maybe email us. I don't know if you have the thread of that email us on team support with the thread, so that then we at least have something to follow up on. Otherwise we would be jumping onto a process that already took off in the middle when we have no background of what exactly the issue was. I don't know if that's okay with you, Kennedy. There just needs to be a proper trail for us to be able to assist you better from.
Now, you see, now the only problem is that I can't have access to the mails that between my office and the Times Tower, between my center and Times Tower, the communication that I've been having, that aspect I can't have, because I think it's internal. Now, because now, unless maybe I give you my PIN number so that you guys can follow up on it.
Okay, otherwise, just please just do that on team support. Otherwise, as you can see, this is an open space with so many people in here. Just
Hmm.
Hello, thank you for taking us through. Our apologies, we were experiencing some network issues from Times Tower. We could continue the session.
As we finish our session, maybe we can give David Omondi to ask his question. David Omondi, can you
Yes,
hear
can
us?
you
You
hear
can
me?
introduce yourself first before
Yeah, I'm David
you ask your
Omondi.
question. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what I'm asking is that number one is eTIMS only used for invoicing. How about the supplier invoices? How do we treat them? Number two, once you are you are your VAT was blocked because of not having eTIMS. Once you do that, why is it that it is still blocked for the you can't file VAT returns, and this continues accumulating penalties?
Hello, thank you for that question.
Monday, question.
And what I'm asking is eTIMS only used for invoicing? How about the supplier invoices? Do we need to see? What I'm asking, hello, are you getting me?
Yes, Omondi can get you. Allow me to
Yeah, what I'm
respond to the
asking,
question.
yeah, two things, yeah.
So
Number one,
one,
yeah,
yes,
the eTIMS
eTIMS is only an invoicing system.
yeah.
So it is only for the purposes of invoicing. It is not for filing. It is not. eTIMS is also not a tax. It is just for the purposes of invoicing. Number two,
No,
when
what I'm
your
asking, the
VAT
supplier
application
invoices,
or your VAT, when your account is blocked,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah, I'm getting you. Hello, you're lost. Hello.
Yes, David, our apologies. We are experiencing some technical hitches. One of the panelists will answer you immediately. Just bear with us for a second, please.
Hi,
Thank
David.
you.
I'll pick it up. Sorry about that. Again, our apologies. But I'm going to answer the question you had asked on if your VAT is blocked. Are you able to be able to access your account after you onboard on eTIMS? And yes, you should be able. If your VAT, if your PIN was blocked because of compliance, as mentioned, once you onboard on eTIMS, the system's automated to be able to unblock you. Yeah. So if at all you're still experiencing the same block, it means that at your tax office level, maybe you had other reasons to have received the block. So maybe if you can liaise with the account manager on the same, we can be able to assist you. But if you're already on eTIMS, the is automated. It reflects immediately you have been able to onboard on eTIMS, and we have approved the same. I don't know if that
Yeah, we
answers your
can.
question.
Yeah, because we can be able to issue invoices.
Yes,
And we can be
I
able
can
to
hear
issue
you.
invoices. We can't file. That's what I'm asking. Where's the problem? Because when you try to file, it tells you that it is under
Review.
under review.
Okay. Are you aware of your tax station?
Yeah.
Where if you don't mind, where you assisted normally? Is it
Okay, what happened is because we are in Kitengela, but the tax station we are told is at Times Tower, so I've not taken time to go to Times Towers.
okay? But I'm sure we have an office in Kitengela. You can still be able to get the same assistance.
Okay.
But that is no longer an eTIMS compliance issue. That is just an issue that is related to your own personal PIN. So you can be able to just
So this is
get
a
the same
company.
assistance
It's
in
a
our
company.
Kitengela office.
It's a company.
Okay, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
basically, whatever the issue is with that specific PIN, whether a company PIN or a personal PIN, once you have onboarded on eTIMS and your PIN was blocked because of that, the process is automated. So you're able to be removed from the block immediately. But if you're still there, then you need to just visit any of our tax offices to be able to be assisted on the same. It could be more than just eTIMS compliance.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Thank you for responding, Georgina. We'll give one other taxpayer who is Magnum Engineers Limited a chance to ask their question and then switch over to the online audience, which has also been following the conversation. So Magnum Engineers Limited. Can you get us, Magnum Engineers Limited? You have been unmuted. Okay, we will move over to Chris on Zoom. So Chris, you've also been unmuted. You can ask your question.
Yes, my question was, for instance, a payment came in the last day of the month, and we are supposed to recognize that revenue in that specific month. What happens if I run the ETR the following day, but bearing the dates for the previous month?
Yeah, thank you for that question, Chris. To our esteemed panelists, who will take that up, please.
Sorry, I completely missed that question. Maybe you can ask again.
It's
No
okay.
worries.
Thank you.
Chris,
Thank
could
you,
you please
Chris.
repeat your question?
I'm asking, what happens if a payment that was made, let's say in Feb, the last day of the month, and then I run the ETR 1st of March. So what happens? Will that VAT be auto-populated in our Feb VAT, given that I have the dates as 29th of Feb?
It will be auto-populated on the day of transmitting it. It will pick the day that it was transmitted. So if it was a Feb receipt and you transmitted on March, it's going to be picked as a March receipt.
Okay.
Thank you for the response. We are now going to switch over to our online platform that is on YouTube, KRA TV, where we have a question from Mr. Sukali. His question is, I have entered an item with no expiry date. However, when entering the purchase stroke sale of the item, it alerts me the item has already expired. Kindly guide eTIMS if it's up to date or it has received any astronomalacy. I'm not sure if I've asked the question correctly, Mr. Sukali. But to our panelists, you can also view the question on the YouTube page to see if it has been worded correctly.
I'm not sure I have understood it either. I don't know if it's the complexity of the words, but maybe he can break it down to us further and then we can facilitate.
Okay, to Mr. Sunkali, please, if you can break it down further, that would actually help us. To our last online listener who has raised their hand, that is Mr. Joseph Ndiritu. We will allow you to ask your question to the panelists. Mr. Joseph Nderitu, can you hear us? Okay, it seems like he's not ready yet, so we will move over to Faith Muli.
Yes, thank you. So my question is on the customers not registered for VAT. When we download the autopopulate and return, there is a number or the values of customers not registered for VAT. How can you get the details of those amounts for the purpose of the reconciliation or on the total sales meant in the month in our system? Because it's just a number.
Thank you for the question, Faith. Georgina, can you assist Faith there?
So, hi. So, for the people who are raising the invoices that are non-VAT, maybe are you raising under the purchases?
No, this is under sales. Yeah, this is under sales.
Georgina, are we clear with the taxpayer?
Yes, but I think we lost her. Maybe we can hear another question as we wait for her to be able to voice that better.
All right. Joseph Nderitu was able to pose a question on the chat, and he is asking, can we have both teams and eTIMS running concurrently? Are we together, Georgina?
Yes, I can hear you, but I can't see the question by Joseph Nderitu.
It's on the chat box.
To be honest, I can just see so many other questions. Maybe unless I can't search him. I'm not able to.
The question is, can we have both
Yes.
teams and eTIMS running concurrently?
No, if your own team and your teams is working fine and you're able to just transmit properly, we as eTIMS can be able to still facilitate to those taxpayers, so they're still allowed to be able to use their devices. If you did not get a chance to onboard on Teams, we are now saying that we have an eTIMS solution that is targeting those who are not able to get that chance. So if you were not able to use our team solution, then now you can be able to onboard on eTIMS. So yes, eTIMS is here to complement Teams, but they are completely different. So if you're on one, you can't use the other.
Thank you, Georgina. I hope that was clear on the part of Joseph Nderitu, but Pete Muli had a question we had not answered yet. She can take it up again. Okay, I believe that was it for our day today. We are still going to have more sessions on eTIMS as we proceed. And for our session for today, I would really like to appreciate our esteemed taxpayers for the turn up. That was really something to be appreciated about. Our panelists for today, we really appreciate you for taking our taxpayers through the presentation today. I hope our taxpayers can be able to say that our session was very engaging. For tax education as well, we've had this post for you on our KRA TV on YouTube. So make sure at the end of this session, you go and subscribe our KRA TV page. So that was it for today. I really like to give our eTIMS to give us closing remarks before we end our session for today. One person can represent the rest. Georgina, maybe you can take it up. Are we together? Georgina, can you hear me?
Broke off a bit because my internet was a bit intermittent. You had mentioned that.
I was
Sorry, if you can
giving
repeat what you were
thanks.
saying. My internet was
Sorry for that.
intermittent.
Okay. I was giving a vote of thanks to our dear esteemed taxpayers for joining the session, and we appreciate each and every one of them who turn up for today's session. And we are going to have more sessions on our YouTube channel, that is KRA TV. In case you missed our session for today, I was also giving thanksgiving to the eTIMS panelists, that is you inclusive of Victor and Kelvin Oscar. So maybe you can give a vote of thanks before we end our session for today.
All right. Thank you so much for turning up to listen to this session. Your participation was equally important to us. As mentioned, there is an upcoming deadline for those who were not able to get a chance to onboard. It's on 31st of March. If you have any more questions, of course, you can channel them to the numbers and the email on the screen. I hope you can still see them. Again, thank you so much. Looking forward to interacting with you guys sometime soon. Have a good day.
Thank you. So I'm reminding you once again to make sure to subscribe our KRA TV on YouTube, as you are going to follow up with our sessions that we've done on eTIMS. If you miss one or two things and you feel like you need clarification, you've been given the contact from the eTIMS team. It's shown on the screen above. So you can let me see before I end the session on the chat box to see our session, how the session can you rate our session for today. We and if there's no any comment, then one is free to leave. That was it for today.